you should be able to recognize the Python notebook that we have opened here. I can scroll up and you're going to see everything that we talked about during the last lecture. You are going to see everything that we discussed in floats and integers, then when we started talking about strings. And now I just laid out a couple of questions that I think we're going to be, it's going to be nice for us to be covering about strings, so we can close soap this and then move on to the other data types. So the first one is kind of like just a statement, the fact that Python allows you to use both single quotation marks as much as using double quotation marks. And there are some benefits to it. For example, if I'm going to open a cell here. The point of this is to be opening cells as we go. If I do put here, phrase, the teacher said, and then I open a single quotation mark. It's going to allow me to have kind of like a quotation mark within a quotation mark. And I decide to print the phrase. I'm going to actually explicitly call the print here instead of just hitting the cell like we've been doing before. It's going to print it within a quotation mark. So there's a quotation mark inside of a quotation mark. And this can be nice for us to be using this when we need to have a quotation mark inside of something that we want to explicitly write. I can alternate. I can do single quotation mark here and then double quotation mark here and then double, and then I change this to single, and it works the same, just that now when I print it I have a double quotation mark instead of a single one. And then if I do this though, you'll see that read the chapter, now it's colored black instead of colored red, because for Python I opened a quotation mark here and I finished it here. So if I don't want this to happen, I need to alternate my quotation marks so that I tell Python, no, I'm talking about something different. I'm not closing off the quotation mark that I opened there. I'm kind of like doing something else, and Python will understand you better. So there are some benefits that go a little bit beyond this, and we're going to be expanding on them later. Here, for example, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this cell. And the next question is, what are other ways that I can include a quotation mark within my string? And I think no. Like for this, I'm talking more about apostrophes, because the difference between a single quotation mark and an apostrophe are very little. So let's go over here and say phrase 2. My creativity, as you can see, is great. I don't have much. She doesn't we have a problem here, because we are telling Python that we're closing it off and opening it here, but in reality this is an apostrophe, not a quotation mark. We have the option of changing this to double quotation marks, as we discussed in phrase 2, in phrase 1, upper in here. However, there's an alternative method. If I return this to how it looked, and then I put a backslash before the apostrophe, Python no longer recognizes it as a way to close the string. It actually escapes the apostrophe or the single quote, and it just treats it as part of the string. So if I decide, now we're going to be looking at the difference between printing and just what I've been calling printing before throughout these lessons, which is I put the name of the variable and the cell returns the variable to me. This is not really printing, this is just the way that Jupyter notebooks work. However, if I want to explicitly print something, I need to do print, and it's gonna return the value just as it did before. Why is this important? Because I'm gonna go ahead and put phrase and then phrase 2. Jupyter Notebook, as you can see, really just returns the, wait, returns phrase 2, it doesn't return phrase 1. And this is because we are not telling it to explicitly print the first one. But if I do like this, it returns both. So we are going to be using print from now on. And when I say print, I mean actually printed. So next we have, how can I escape my string if I want to have an apostrophe? We already learned how to do this here, which we escaped the string per se by putting the backslash and keeping the apostrophe. However, now we are gonna be, okay, we already did this while we're talking about this, how can I explicitly print something. So I'm just gonna delete these questions that I had of things that I wanted to cover because we already did. And then in here it says, now that we know what an F string is, what is an R string? And the R string is when we want to keep the string as it is. So as you can see, when we say print phrase 2, it does not print the backslash that we use to escape the string. It really just prints doesn't with the apostrophe. However, if I didn't want it to print that way, I would put an R here and I would assign it again, and then when I print it, it would print it with the backslash. Why? Because an R string, it means that you want the raw string. So you want it just as it is written. And the way that it's written is with a backslash. So this is how you indicate Python that you want to keep it the exact same way as you wrote it. Great. So we know what an R string is when we covered F strings during last session. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this question now that we know what it is. And we're going to be talking about \n. So \n really just means that you're starting a new line. So let's say that she doesn't only want cookies, she doesn't want cookies, and she doesn't want chocolate. So we'll say here, sweets. And then I'm going to put \n, \n. I'm going to assign this. I'm going to then print sweets. Ooh, sorry, \. And now we have them kind of like as a list, like we're starting a new line per item. So we can go ahead and say, I am the first line, I am the second line, etc. And it works. However, what happens if you want to print something long? Let's say that I want to write a paragraph. Like, do I need to be putting \n every time that I want to have a new line? The answer is not necessarily, because you can use the trick of having 3 quotation marks, and then anything that I write here is gonna be printed with the new lines that I decide to put into it. So, hi, I am printing something that has multiple lines, as you can see over here, over here. And when I do this, and decide to put print here, shucks, it's gonna print it with the multiple lines. Notice that if I take out the print, it actually prints the raw string. So do you remember how we had the \/ over here? This is the same thing. This is the raw version of what I texted here. So it's just something nice to keep in mind. Especially this helps a lot with documentation. So if you're writing a function, which we're going to be covering in other lessons, if you have a function and you want to document the function using 3 quotation marks, it's a very helpful way to do it, because you can have kind of like the string of the documentation, and you can span multiple lines by using the 3 quotation marks without having to put like \n, \n. And with this, we're going to be closing strings. We're going to be talking about indexing using strings, but it's not really, indexing is its own topic. We're just going to get started on it. Then we're going to be talking about Booleans, and then we're going to be talking about timestamps. Thank you.